And we are live. Good day, everyone. And my name's Darryl Woodhouse. I'm here with my dear friend and colleague, Jeff Davis. And we've just set this event up just to give effectively a light teaser, an explanation to who we are and why we're doing this campaign at the moment to help hardworking people from all around the world, ambitious, hardworking organizations to kick out bullying. Because bullying in the workplace, sadly, is still here at very alarming rates. And there's some really quite concerning and serious knock-on effects of that. So we want to shine the spotlight on that. But of course, we want to as well educate the world on the solutions. And actually, there are some really simple, practical steps every organization can take that not only can eradicate or at least significantly reduce bullying in the workplace, but can actually create a high performance culture at the same time, where employees are happier, more likely to stay and perform better, which means the organization makes more money and is more sustainable for the long-term future. So we think we're talking about a really important message. So to kick us off, I want to introduce Jeff. Jeff, tell our audience about yourself, who you are, and why this campaign is important to you.
Hey, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be with you here today. My name is Jeff Davis, as my great colleague Darryl just shared with you. And we're talking about eradicating bullying in the workplace. Really important conversation. And I'm really excited to address and tackle this severe global crisis and challenge. I'm an award-winning author, professional speaker, and a consultant. I'm known for my expertise in mental health advocacy, resiliency, as well as authentic leadership and related topics. So I've spoken globally all around the world. I work a lot with corporate teams. I've also done nonprofits, associations. I'll sometimes get invited to schools as well, talking about these topics. And I frequently will address corporate bullying. And by collaborating with Darryl, we're addressing this global challenge because we know, and we're going to share some statistics with you today, that there are a lot of people who are out there suffering. And we're really honored and privileged to bring our expertise both today and in our upcoming event so that we can address and eradicate this huge challenge of bullying.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Jeff. Now, great introduction there and really nice positioning. Why is this topic personally so important to you?
Yeah, it's hugely personal, and bullying affects me and many others. So I'm going to lead with my heart on my sleeve and with vulnerability. I've been bullied my whole life. And I'm saying this not to elicit any kind of sympathy whatsoever. It's simply to show how prevalent and widespread bullying is. As a child, I got told that I had a lisp, that I couldn't speak properly. I got picked on and I got made fun of. I got beat up in the courtyard and by the bullies at school. And then I thought after high school would end, but on my college baseball team, my teammate actually physically assaulted me. He punched me in the face. I didn't really fit in with my baseball buddies. So after high school and college, I thought, oh, thank God I'm in the workplace. Bullying is over. And I'm going to make a really long story really short. From workplaces in New York, Connecticut, Washington, D.C., and all across Europe, I have encountered nonstop bullying. And I would like to emphasize that I'm not just saying me, Jeff, has experiences. Talk about my colleagues. I'm talking about horror stories. I'm talking about some of my colleagues have become suicidal in the workplace. So you can see I'm very passionate about addressing this because people don't grow up. And then there are severe and dire consequences for bullying continuing in the workplace because it ruins lives. Sadly, it does not end after high school and college, but we are addressing it. And the good news is, I know that sounded, a bit dark, but the good news is that we can address this challenge, and there are very practical steps we can take. And with that, I'll ask you, Darryl. Darryl, I know talking to you, you've had some just mind-blowing experiences with bullying, and I'm just curious, why is this topic personal to you, and what are some of the bullying experiences that you've endured throughout your life?
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. What's a little bit spooky is that as anyone who doesn't know us yet will find out soon, our stories and our backgrounds are actually very, very similar, almost spookily. So pretty much word for word what you shared, Jeff, from childhood to the the optimistic expectation that when you leave those children behind and move into the adult working world, that everything will be nice, everyone will be grown up and mature, to then discovering no, it can be further from the truth. And I guess the one key difference is that a lot of my living and working life has been based from the UK, with some international clientele and international work, typically into Asia, Middle East, and across Europe. And a little bit in the United States, but certainly not as much as yourself there, Jeff. So that's something that you and I found interesting, wasn't it, when we connected, that we've got those very similar experiences and stories, but in different parts of the world, which kind of almost, if anything, helps prove and enhances the knowledge and understanding of how big a problem this is globally. And I think if I just touch on, I guess, my kind of expertise and working career. I had an earlier corporate leadership career, and that's unfortunately where I experienced lots of bullying and discrimination, and of course I witnessed it in many other people doing it to others as well, in different organisations, different sectors. And then I left that corporate world behind 12 years ago and started my own company, which I've since scaled up and built an international team. And what does that company do? Well, we go into all sorts of organizations, and our expertise is typically about growth strategy, people development, leadership development training, learning and development, culture change. And then one of my own, I guess, passion areas and superpowers is around helping leaders, teams, entire workforces to understand and have the knowledge and tools to maximize their life and their work success and their performance outcomes, but without long working hours, without burnout, without sacrificing their long-term health, and without experiencing really unacceptable and very unnecessary discriminations, and such as stuff around bullying in the workplace. So I guess because I've had all these experiences and I've seen how common it is elsewhere, and because I'm a people person, I like helping people. This is part of what kind of motivates you in the morning, really, to help raise awareness of how serious these topics are. But the really good stuff, as you alluded, Jeff, is that it's all avoidable. We just need to get better at educating, opening up, talking about this stuff, and we need to create more time and focus on implementing the advice that's readily available from a number of experts and organizations, and that actioning this amazing stuff that enables organizations to optimize their performance, to be more successful, but with a happier workforce and with no burnout and no bullying. So of course, Jeff and my campaign in this regard is very much a focus on workplace bullying. And I'll kick that off with one stat that has had Jeff and I talking quite a bit in recent months. But it's 52%, Jeff. 52% of employees globally experience some forms of bullying and harassment at work. 52%, more than 1 in 2. Yes. Isn't it just wrong that we still have that in this day and age?
It's just flat out wrong. That's a perfect way to put it. It's unacceptable is another word that I would add. It's destructive. It's pernicious. It's a virus that spreads. It ruins the workplace. And I'll add to that powerful statistic that you just shared as we combine our wonderful forces here. Daryl here mentioned 52% of people globally affected by bullying and harassment. He also talked about discrimination. That's something I've experienced as well. More than half of those who are bullied in the workplace, according to the Center for Suicide Prevention, exhibit suicidal tendencies. And we will definitely be talking about this more in our upcoming event on January 25th, that this is leading to people dying by suicide. That's how serious this is.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, really well said. And for everyone that's listening and everyone who will catch the recording of this, because I know that not everyone could be available for this live today. But in that session on January 25th, it's completely free to attend. No hidden charges, no unpleasant surprises. This is just Jeff and I putting ourselves out there, trying to make a difference, trying to help others. And what you can expect in that workshop is some stories, some real life stories to help understand how common and real bullying in the workplace is, to help identify with it better, because that's a challenge that a lot of people have. And we're going to then look at the different faces of bullying, the different ways it appears, the different types, to help people again understand and identify it better. Then we're going to look at the top causes of bullying in the workplace, because understanding those root causes helps pave the way on the practical actions we can take to minimize or remove it completely. And that leads into the kind of the final, but probably, well, equally important segments of that workshop is going to be, exactly what are the key steps for an employee and an entire workforce to make steps towards a higher performance organization, but without bullying. And then that feeds into the live Q&A for everyone that comes and attends that live workshop. I'm going to post in the comments here, actually, so that everyone can access it. The free registration link is now in the comment section here. So we've set that up as another event on LinkedIn. So you need to hit the attend button on that page and then read it carefully. Only takes a minute or so, but that will give you a nice recap for what to expect in the workshop, and why you need to make time for this, and why you need to tell your colleagues and bring your friends. But it also has in there the important link to Eventbrite. Again, it's free registration, but we've limited it to 100 spaces. We want this to be quite a safe, sort of intimate, powerful discussion. So we didn't want to open up to thousands and thousands of people. Subject to demand, we may repeat the event, of course, but Jeff and I already do, heads up, have quite a busy schedule already for the first part of the new year, with all the good work that we're doing. So don't leave it too late. Make sure you do read the page properly and complete the registration through Eventbrite. That will secure your spot, and then you need to safely lock it into your diary, and of course tell your colleagues and friends before the tickets get sold out. Sold out is a phrase, funny phrase, that, isn't it? It's a free event, but I'm talking about it being sold out. But yeah, so that's it really. That's all of it for today. It just hopefully gives everyone a bit more context, a bit more confidence on what to expect and the value that we're looking to add at the event in January. Jeff, did you have any further and sort of final comments to wrap us up today?
You really hit the nail on the head there, Daryl. So thank you for all of that. I'll just add this in here very, very quickly. Thank you everyone for being here. This upcoming program and event that we have on January 25th that we're really looking forward to, we're going to really combine the storytelling with the practical insights, addressing it both in an emotional and practical way. So I just wanted to add that in there to all of the fantastic information Daryl said, talking about the causes and the factors and how do we address it, all of it. So we really are looking forward to seeing you. Check out the Eventbrite link, register, and you will get an enormous amount of value for being there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff. Appreciate it. One other thing I should add, actually, and sorry, Jeff, I'll put the not to put you in the spotlight too much, but Jeff has started a series of amazing blogs and articles with some of his own very personal but very humbling and real stories and experiences of bullying. So for anyone who's watching and experiencing or things currently and is worried about some of this stuff, please check out Jeff's LinkedIn posts and have a look at his blogs. So I know he's got some other amazing ones coming soon, and that will certainly help, because there's lots of value in those stories in terms of understanding how real it is, also being able to relate to it, where some of us might be struggling, but there's also some little nuggets in there for the light at the end of the tunnel, and obviously part of that leads up to the workshop in January. So some optional reading there for those that are keen and can't wait till January 25th.
Thank you for that, Daryl. Very kind of you. Yeah, we have a great series of blog posts going on at jeffdspeaks.com over at the blog, and then sharing those as well. And I'll be talking about this further on the upcoming event. That I also had a corporate bullying case, and I had involved lawyers, and I won the case. So that's something that I'll share. It's a very personal and also a very relatable story, because when I shared that publicly, a lot of people told me it inspired them to stand up to corruption, as I faced off against corruption in corporate Netherlands when I was living in Europe. So all of this I share to help others, and these are the kinds of stories I have on my blog, and these are the kinds of stories that you could expect from me and Daryl on the upcoming event that we'll do on January 25th.
Yeah, brilliant. Well said. Thank you, Jeff. I'm having a few problems posting the link in the comments for some reason, so I'll sort that out once we're off the live. But if anyone gets stuck, just send me a message on LinkedIn. It's probably the easiest way, and I can send you that link directly. So that said, thank you so much, Jeff. I'm really pumped and excited for our event in January, and for everyone else in the meantime, really wish you all a run into a Christmas that's minimal with stress, and hopefully fun and exciting, and a restful break, ready for another new and exciting year for all of us. Take care for now.